Welcome back. This video is the question and topics for discussion. Like I mentioned in my last video, and it's 11 questions. I'm going to go through them pretty quickly, I believe, but let's get it started. Number one, at the beginning of the novel, Laretha is devastated by a sudden and an unexpected loss. Have you ever had to cope with an unexpected tragedy? What happened? What helped you to pull through? I've experienced my very first tragedy when I want to say 15. I don't know how old I was, but I know I was underage. I know I was a minor. I was in high school. And actually two things when I was in high school. So first was a friend of mine, and he just was so depressed that he just couldn't take it, but it was a personal issue. And I thought that we were closer and he would come to me, but he didn't come to me. And I found out what happened after the fact. And how I coped with it was the fact that our friendship was new. Even though I thought we were closer than that, I realized that I couldn't take it that way, or maybe it was because I was younger and I just didn't know how to cope with it. So it just was like, okay, well, I won't be seeing him anymore. I know that sounds jacked up and I laughed about it, but you got to think I was young. And then the second one while I was young was my aunt Wendy. And when I found out she passed away, how I coped with that was I was quiet. I didn't speak for like 3 months after that because I kept wondering why I wasn't told the truth. But then, I found out the truth, and then I understood it, and then I accepted it, and that's it. And the second part, it says, what helped you pull through? What helped me pull through was understanding the circumstances and situations around the tragedies. Okay, number 2. Laretha's best friends are more like family than friends. Do you have close friends that you would consider to be more like family? No, because I'm not easy to allow friendship is what I'm saying. So, and plus I don't have that family kind of emotion or attachment. So I would never put anybody in that category because I don't know what it feels like to be attached to family because I've been detached from them all my life. So I don't have many friends that would fit in that category. Okay, do you have ups and downs with them? No. Well, I feel like I can't keep friends because a lot of people like to try to change me to their thoughts and feelings, and I'm just not that type of person. And whenever they come up against my wall, for some reason, I'm the worst kind of way of telling people no by just not doing what they do and just telling them I'm not doing it. So I can't quite keep friends. However, I've kept a friend for 2 whole years and she understands me, and it's just very refreshing. Okay. Did you relate to the way Laretha and her friends were able to share their candid opinions and assessments? No, I didn't agree with it because I just believe in respect, and there's a time and place for everything. And I believe in coof. You got to have some type of coof with you. That's slang for you got to have some type of way of saying things where people can understand it. And if that's how they understand things, that's just how they understand things. I wouldn't want somebody to talk to me that way because I would start looking at them like, like that. So no, I didn't agree with it. What qualities in friendships allow for this level of honesty? Again, my definition of honesty is different from that level of honesty. I appreciate, being honest, but I also appreciate transparency as well. So to me, it's like you could be honest with me, but are you doing the same thing I'm doing? Like, give me more detail. Don't just, you just gotta come correct with me. You just can't be like, Annette, I don't like the way you wear your hair. Why? I'm just saying, you're going to have to give me a really good answer. You can't just say because you don't like it, because I'm going to be like, I don't care. Okay, and then there we go. Number 3, the novel explores how relationships with family members can often become difficult and complex, as do Laretha's relationship with her daughter and her sister. Have you faced similar stresses in your family? I'm going to say yes, but it's not a stressor to me because I'm willing to fix any problem. But like I mentioned earlier, apparently they don't want to do it. So I'm not the type to force anything on anybody, but I'm not stressed. Excuse me, I had to burp. Sorry about that. Number 4, Laretha and her friends are all wonderful examples of the fact that life doesn't stop after a certain age, even if society has trained us to think that it does. Did you find this group of women inspiring as they continue to live their lives to the fullest? And I do. I agree. I'm not one of those people who follow what society says or think I should do. I never said, oh, let me have kids by this certain age. Oh, let me get married. Let me buy a house. Let me do this and let me do that because society said so. I beat by my own drum. And so society, yeah. Number 5. Throughout the novel, Laretha and her friends chose to make changes for better health, for better relationships, and to be better people. Have you made a big life change in a similar way? What prompted it? Yes, I have. Okay, so I got married and had a child at 19, right? So, of course, I didn't know anything, but it took for my daughter to be like at 9 years old, and something happened to make me see her differently at 9. But then at that same time, I had to reflect on myself. And I was like, from this day forward, I need to see what it is about me that allowed a 9-year-old to get me to a level like that. So when I self-evaluated is when I realized it was me, and not knowing or not considering the fact that she didn't ask to be here. So I made changes to be like, yeah, we're going to figure this out. We're going to work this out. So from that day forward, I was a better mother and a better person. Number 6, how did the characters change throughout the story? How did your opinion of them change? I honestly don't think their character changed. They were still the same people all the way through the end, with the exception that Lo had to understand her daughter's struggle and understand everything. Let me think. Odessa, she learned some things. So, but she still was herself. But that's all because they came together and they talked about it and they figured out things. So yeah, so I think that part, yeah, they did change and stuff like that. But let me think. Peggy, did Peggy change? Yeah, she kind of changed, but she's still Peggy. And Jaleesa, of course, changed because she finally got the help that she needed to get. Lucky changed. Was it Lucky who got the surgery? She changed for her better, but still the same person. So they changed for themselves in health health related. Okay, number 7. The novel tackles the issue of substance abuse and mental health. Why do you think it is considered taboo in many circles to seek treatment for these two often intertwined issues? I think it's difficult because don't nobody believe them. If you have more insurance companies, more institutions to believe that is something going on and most people can't control it, and if there were sources, that's the reason why it's considered taboo, because they don't have anybody to believe them. So when you don't have nobody to have your back or believe you, they don't seek it and then there's people out there who take advantage. So people don't want to deal with it, so they don't do it. And once that stopped, then maybe mental health and substance abuse would, people would get more help and heal. How did you feel watching Laretha struggle to find the right ways to help Jalecia? I was up and down because I was just like, fight for her, let her go. Fight for her, let her go. So I was going through both emotions, but then to find out that Peggy knew, it could have solved a lot of stuff. But I'm not blaming Peggy. I'm just saying it could have helped earlier. Do you think there is still a stigma around addressing depression or other mental health challenges? I do. And to be honest, my mom dealt with it, and there were times growing up that I used to side-eye her and like, do she really got that? But then as I got older, I'm like, she have to, because she's been that way my entire life. So it's still a stigma. So I think just being educated on it probably would help that. Number 8, which character in the novel did you relate to the most? I don't know. I don't think I related to any of them the most or the least, because the second was the least, and why. I just enjoyed the book, and I enjoyed the topics and things like that, because when it came to Lo and all of that giving money, no. But I understood her soft heart, because I do also have a soft heart, but I also have a limit. And it seemed like she was kind of on a verge of like wanting to buy love from people. And no. So I don't think I can relate to anybody most or least. I just enjoyed the book and the subject. Number 9, were there any sections or quotes that stuck out to you in particular? What were they, and why did they resonate with you so much? There were, but unfortunately I can't remember them. And I want to say the reason why they stuck with me is because it probably was something I would say or think or feel. Let's just say that, because I can't remember what it was. Number 10. How did you feel about the ending? Was there anything you wish had ended differently? I felt like the ending was an ending. It was, it was quick, and it seemed like it had to be done quick. Was there anything you wish had ended differently? Okay, so it ended with her asking James for coffee, and they could have introduced that early, like when people were telling her that Carl would want her to be happy. They could have introduced it sooner and then see their relationship develop, and then possibly ending with them being happy, or paying respect to Carl and being happy, or something like that, or her visiting his grave and saying, I found someone and, showing respect to him and ended it like that. But because the way they ended it, it's like a cliffhanger. Not really, but it can be that perhaps there's a follow-up book. And I'm not sure if it's a follow-up book. Last question, number 11. Did this book change your perspective or outlook on the story theme, age, love, friendship, etc. in any way? Age, and yes. Although I'm not a type of person to be like, oh, I'm 50, I'm so old. I still feel good at 52, about to be 53. Look at this skin. I look good. I'm still happy. I am, I'm about to get back on my health journey. And love, it didn't change anything because love is a fickle thing. It goes up, it goes down, it goes left, it goes right. It's a thin line. So, no, I roll with the punches. Friendship, no. I treat people according to how they treat me. If you treat me well, I treat you well. If you don't want to talk to me no more, no problem. Ghost. That's me. Okay, and that is it. Okay, and there is a section where it was a conversation with the author. I'm not going to cover that because I really don't want to. But yes, that's the end of this video. And again, thank you so much for listening. To me read It's Not All Downhill From Here by Terry McMillan. And until my next book, you all have a great day. Bye for now.